What's with them windows? My gosh. I really do need to get this thing fixed. Nah, that wasn't good enough. I didn't like that one. How y'all doing today? My name is Kaze. So, I wanted to talk to y'all about something. I had this, I was going for a walk today. And I was reflecting on some things. And obviously the music was helping me really reflect and helping me get it out through my thoughts. But I wasn't just thinking it, I was speaking it out loud regardless of who heard. So it made me really focus on what I was saying it with confidence. You know. It was a couple of things. Your experiences, nobody can take your experiences away from you. Nobody can tell you what you've been through and what you haven't been through. And if you allow them to do that, they will. They'll only do as much as you allow them to do. And at the end of the day, you have to be yourself. You have to be you, regardless of who sees it, regardless of how people think. You have to be you, 100%. And when you stop caring about what people think about you being you, then you will be happier. You will live life to the fullest extent. That is an area of improvement for me. I'm trying to focus on worrying about myself and not focusing on what people think about the things that I do. It's hard sometimes. It's hard for me sometimes. But because I don't want to let people down. I've always been the type, because I don't like disappointing people. I don't like letting them down. I don't like people thinking less of me or worse of me, which can be a problem at times because it means that I'm limiting it means that I may at times, because there's times when I just don't care, but there's times when I may be limiting myself just to avoid disappointing people. And it comes at an ultimate price of me being disappointed in myself and maybe having the opposite effect of what I wanted out of it. Because regardless of how it is, I have to look at myself in the mirror every night, every morning, every night. So anything I do, I have to do it with that intent, with that aspect in mind. Everything I do, I have to do with everything in my control. I have to do to the best of my abilities, regardless of how other people think. And I have to be me all the time. I have to be me. I can't be anybody else. Nobody can be me. Nobody can be me. Only I can be me. And only they can be them. I can't be them. I can't be him, her, him, her, whoever. I can't be my siblings. I can't be my parents. I can't be my aunts and uncles. I can't be my cousins. I can't be my friends. I can't be my coworkers. I can't be my bosses. I can't be my teachers. I can't be any of these people. I can only be me. I can only be me. That's the only thing I can be. And none of them could be me. None of them could be me. I can't be them. They can't be me. Only I can be me. And only they could be them individually. So at the end of the day, you have to do things that is in your best interest. And you have to do things the way that you would do them. While at the same time, while you fail at certain things, learn and grow from them and get better and improve. Make progress while being you. Walk into a room knowing that you're being yourself and doing the things that you want to do. And you're doing things on your terms. Even if you're working somewhere where you have a boss, where you're not your own boss. Even if you're working in those ways, do the things that are in your control to the best of your abilities. Be you. Don't hang low. Don't cover any part of you. You know, don't be something that you're not. Don't cower away to make others feel better about themselves. But don't be an a-hole about it. Don't be disrespectful about it. Be yourself. Control what you can control. And do the things that you know you need to do to be your best self. That's all we can do. That is all we can do. There's nothing else. Like, you can't even, like, when you have a reaction, that reaction does come out. And you can control what you do with that energy. But you can't control feeling that emotion. You can't control that. If something makes you feel mad, it's going to provoke you. But at the same time, you have to be able to manage it. To keep it at a minimum. Because you know there's some things that are going to piss you off. And there's going to be people trying to piss you off, knowing that this may make you mad. If you have a bunch of things that make you mad, it just leaves you to be manipulated and controlled. And it leaves you to be vulnerable for attack. So it's important to deal with your emotions, be able to manage them the best of your abilities. Because we're not perfect. We're human beings. We get angry, we get sad, we get happy, we get excited, we get fearful. We have all these emotions. This is the human experience. That's the human element of life. Every emotion. You're not just gonna feel sadness all the time. You're not just gonna feel happiness all the time. You're not just gonna feel excitement. You're not just gonna feel sadness. You're not just gonna feel any one specific emotion all the time. It's gonna be a roller coaster throughout your whole life. You're going to feel all types of emotions. But you just have to be able to manage them, control them to the utmost ability that you can. And the more you're able to do that, the more you're able to handle situations that require it. The more that you're able to make logical solutions. You're able to make, solutions, let alone logical solutions. And that's an important aspect of life. It's like, you can't go through life being angry all the time. You can't go through life being sad all the time. You can't, you're never going to be able, as much as we'd like to be happy all the time, It's not realistic. It's not realistic. You're gonna have moments where where you're depressed, where you're down. Everybody has stints of depression. I just so happen to be going through mine right now. You know, for you know, for the past months or whatever, and I'm finding ways to manage and deal with it. But that's just what comes with the human element, and you figure out ways to grow every day and to become a better human every single day. And we fall shy of perfection, and we fall shy of God's glory every day. Even though we strive for it, we're never going to get it. We're never going to get there. We're always going to fall short. And we have to just understand that aiming for perfection or expecting perfection, that is I forgot the word. It's not stupidity. It's it's like a word that's close to uh lunacy. Insanity. Yeah, there you go. That's insanity. And you know what that is? Insanity is basically doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's what that is. So, you gotta understand that at the end of the day, you're human with imperfections. And those imperfections make you perfectly you in an imperfect way. So just keep that in mind. You can't be me. None of y'all could be me. And I can't be any of y'all. I can't be. No matter how hard I try, I would never be able to be any of y'all. And no matter how hard you try, you could never be me. Ever. Ever. It's impossible. It's impossible. So, if you're trying to be me, stop doing it. And be you. Be the best version of you that you can possibly be. While I work on being the best me that I can possibly be. So, and I will never try to be you. You know. Cause like you could try to be somebody else for a certain amount of time. After a while of looking at yourself in the mirror, after a while staring at yourself in the mirror to see what you've become, you realize that you're just a whole character. It's not even you. And I'll be honest, there were times in my life where that was me. Where I was trying to be a character. I was trying to be a character to fit in with a certain group or a certain role, I guess. And it wasn't really me. And the more I realized, being around certain people, I could never be like them. I can never be like them because that's just not who I am. And it only makes sense that it kind of drains. It was draining my energy away. It was draining me away. It was draining me, and it just didn't. It didn't make sense to me. Why was I feeling this way? Why was I feeling this way? And then I had to self-reflect. I had to assess why I was feeling this way. And then I didn't realize it until recently. And that's part of why I'm in the depression that I'm in. It's because I suppressed it for years. And it became something it became something different. It was that and some other stuff that, I won't discuss here. But discussed with my therapist and stuff. So, but I realized that it was a whole different character. And I talked to some of my friends about it. And you know who you are. You know who you are. I talked to them about it, and it became something different. And I tried to fit into a space that I somewhat connected with, but I wasn't trying to just be part of me. I was trying to be all. I wanted to be all of me, and I didn't see myself. I didn't see myself in that. I didn't see all of me in that role. I didn't see all of me. I saw a part of me that was prominent with that group, but I didn't see all of me. And the part of me that I didn't see maybe in the past would have seen me as like not like them at all, not like this group at all. It would see me different. It would see me in a it would see me like, I don't want to say outcast or anything like that because I was never an outcast, but it would see me more as, I've always been the quiet type. I've always been chill, laid back. That's what everybody keeps telling me. That's what everybody's been telling me. When they first meet me, I'm chill, laid back, whatever the case is. But there was a part of me where I don't know why I did, but I would be in a certain space and I would act a certain way. And then I would come back home and I'd be exhausted, I'd be drained, and it just wouldn't be me. But the only reason I would do it is not so because to fit in, but to feel joy in the space. Because being back by myself, it was a whole different thing. It was a lot of long walks and stuff I didn't understand that became a whole different, it became something that I didn't realize I was going through until I did some self-reflection, this year. And there was a lot of stuff that was going on with me that was subconscious, and that I didn't understand why I was going through it. Didn't make sense to me. And then, like I said, I did some reflecting, and it became clear what was going on. And I had to get help. I had to. If I didn't, I would keep suppressing and suppressing, and the load and the chip would get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier on my shoulders. And I had to get the help. I had to. And as tough as it was for me to admit, as tough as it was for me to admit, it made me it made me think about the stuff in my past that led to that moment right there in time. And some stuff, it's hard to revisit. Some stuff is right on the surface. It's easy. It's right there. I know this is part of the problem. I know. But there's other stuff where if I go deeper into it, if I go into it, it becomes something that, you know, it becomes something that um once open, it's hard to forget. We all come with our own baggage and our own like traumas and past experiences that make us who we are. And at the end of the day, you have to be aware that this is something that happened, and it and and you have to be able to heal from it. If you don't heal from it, the load will get heavier and heavier, and you'll get even deeper and deeper into that state. And I got to a point where I got to a point where I was almost not here. And after that moment in time, I made sure that um, I would do everything in my power to I would do everything in my power to make sure that I would take control of my life, and I would stop trying to be this character that wasn't me in my entirety. That was what people may have wanted me to be, or what people expected of me, or because there were times where this video is getting too long. This video is getting too long. I gotta get it out though. I gotta get it out, but there were times where I would have people in my head that like people I know in my life, people that I've encountered, not necessarily through any fault of their own, but that would be in my head anytime I did something that was me, that may have seemed weird or may have seemed off compared to what societal standards is or what they would do. Like they'd be in my head, like scolding me, saying, "What are you doing?" Even though I know I'm being me. And sometimes I would go on even hard. I would do it even more in spite of them saying this. And and it would be a thing where certain people would show up and I would just go back to doing the normal thing. And it messed me up. It messed me up. It still kind of happens to me. Try to figure out how to get them out of my head. They're gonna say people. If all you're gonna say is, why do you let them have that space in your head? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out why they have it. I'm trying to figure out why they're in there. I'm trying to figure that out myself. So if that's what you're gonna say, I don't really want to hear it because I'm trying to figure it out myself. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that. I'm trying to figure it out. So, but they would be there, and those things would make me upset, and it kind of made me sad and give me a headache. And it made me tear up a little bit, but it is what it is. And it's because of this character I was trying to be, that I may have been trying to be, that definitely had elements of me. It had elements of me because of my experiences growing up. It had elements of me, but it didn't have the full me. I don't know. But I appreciate all those who have been in my life and those who may have done me wrong. All these experiences have made me who I am right now. The ones who have been there for me and the ones who were not there for me or that did me wrong, whatever the case is. Happy for all these people. And these are just things that I have to fix on my own. Nobody else is responsible for my happiness, and no one else is responsible for who I am, how I conduct myself as a person. Nobody else is responsible for that but me, and how I move, how I react to stuff, how I respond. Nobody else is responsible for any of that. Just me. And that's it. I have a drawing up. I'll have a drawing up for you guys. If you guys are interested in the drawings, I'll let you know. You know what to do. My name is Kaze. I'll see you later. Peace.